New this morning, Elon Musk has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022. This, according to new reporting from the Wall Street Journal. Talks between the billionaire and Russia's leader were confirmed by several current and former U.S., European, and Russian officials. And Gordon Lubold with the Wall Street Journal joins us now. He's a foreign policy and national security reporter and contributed to this latest reporting. Gordon, what can you tell us about these discussions?
Yeah, thanks. What we learned through our reporting was that there have been a number of regular conversations between Elon Musk and Russian Vladimir Putin, and other Russian officials over the course of the last couple of years. And, the conversations are about a number of different things, to include kind of geopolitical situation, a topic that Elon Musk seems more and more interested in.
And the Journal obtained several statements on this story, apparently from the Kremlin spokesman. Dmitry Peskov said the only communication the Kremlin has had with Elon Musk over the years was over one telephone call in which he and Putin discussed space as well as current and future technologies. Apart from that, he said neither Putin nor Kremlin officials were holding regular conversations with Musk. We can also show this from the Pentagon. A spokesman said, "We do not comment on any individual security clearance, review, or status, or about personnel security policy matters in the context of reports about any individual's actions." Musk did not respond to requests for comments. But Gordon, I mean, obviously, you guys aren't going to put a story in the Wall Street Journal about this sort of thing. It was just one conversation.
Yeah. And there was, right, that one conversation was publicly known. Obviously, we're just reporting about a number of other conversations. The implications or whatever are that, Elon Musk obviously very heavily involved in Trump's campaign. To be clear, we have no evidence that Trump is asking Elon Musk to do his bidding with Vladimir Putin. But we know that Trump is very interested in cutting a deal to end the war in Ukraine. And so, it would stand to reason that there's some discussions along those lines, even though we're not suggesting that Trump is asking him to do that. And then there's all of Elon Musk's business interests in the region, including his Starlink system over Ukraine.
Well, and I was just going to ask about that. You and your colleagues also report that Putin asked Musk not to activate his Starlink satellite internet service over Taiwan as a favor to Chinese leader Xi Jinping. What can you tell us about that? That is fascinating.
Right. So, the interesting thing about Musk's, Starlink system, which is owned by his company, as part of his company, SpaceX, is how uniquely capable it is to do these, provide these kinds of internet services. And so the idea that Putin would ask Musk to do him a favor on behalf of President Xi to turn the system off over Taiwan, which, clearly China has some interest in potentially re-annexing, is obviously concerning if this one billionaire businessman has that much kind of control over these kinds of capabilities that are so crucial to, like, essentially world stability.
All right. Well, Gordon Lubold, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for the reporting. As always, we appreciate it.
And new this morning, Elon Musk's super PAC has awarded 2 more $1 million prizes to registered voters, despite the Justice Department warning that those payments may be illegal. The new checks are the first since CNN had learned that DOJ sent a letter saying the sweepstakes may be violating election laws. CNN's Marshall Cohen has the very latest. Marshall, what are you learning about this?
Hey, good morning, Kate. Well, we've got a standoff now with the Justice Department on one side warning that this might be illegal, and Elon Musk's super PAC on the other side moving full speed ahead. So it's been a wild week. Let's remember how we got here. Go back to Saturday, Elon Musk campaigning in support of Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. He announced that he was going to give away $1 million each day to people who sign his petition in support of the Constitution. But if you look at the fine print on his super PAC's website, only registered voters in swing states are eligible to sign That is the problem, because you cannot, according to federal law, connect the act of registration to cash incentives or prizes. And legal experts, and apparently the folks at the Justice Department as well, immediately drew some concerns, raised some objections. We reported on Wednesday that the Justice Department had sent that warning letter to the Musk super PAC. Musk's group did not name a winner on Wednesday, and that sort of raised a lot of eyebrows. Maybe they were shutting it down. But late last night, they announced 2 more winners, $1 million to registered voters in Michigan and Wisconsin. So it looks like they are moving forward with this program, even though they have been warned by federal law enforcement that it might be illegal.
And Marshall, there's also new data this morning about Elon Musk's huge spending on this election with his super PAC. What are you learning?
Yeah, so this money is being doled out by the super PAC, which is funded almost entirely by Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. We learned late last night, thanks to our colleague David Wright, who was checking all the FEC filings, that Elon Musk has plowed an additional $43 million this month into the super PAC, which is called America PAC. $43 million this month. Add that on top of the $75 million that he's already given, for a grand total of $118 million that Elon Musk is using to try to get Donald Trump back in the White House. A huge injection of cash from the wealthiest man in the world to try to re-elect Donald Trump.
All right, new this morning, Elon Musk, already the richest man in the world, just got a whole lot richer, at least on paper. Tesla saw its biggest one-day gain in more than a decade. It is now valued at $832 billion. He owns a big piece of that. CNN's Matt Egan is here.
John, yeah, epic day for Tesla and Elon Musk. Share price going to the moon after they reported blockbuster results. So up 22% for Tesla in one day. Best day in 11 years. Second best day since they went public back in 2010. So the market value went up by $150 billion.
That's with a B.
That's with a B. Some context, $150 billion, that's more than Nike is worth. And Tesla gained that much value in a single day. It's stunning. And as you mentioned, Elon Musk, the biggest shareholder. So his net worth went up by more than $33 billion. He was already the richest guy on the planet. And he's kind of running away with this thing right now because his net worth has surged to $270 billion. Well ahead of number 2 on that list, Amazon co-founder Jeff Bezos, well ahead of Facebook co-founder Mark Zuckerberg, and all this coming, of course, as Musk has emerged as one of the most prolific backers to former President Donald Trump. Musk is clearly betting that his own business empire will be better off if Trump is back in the White House.
So what exactly happened with Tesla? Because I thought they'd been having some issues.
Yeah, they were definitely having some issues. The stock was actually down on the year ahead of this report, but everything turned around because they reported a much bigger than expected profit. A key measure of profitability unexpectedly surged because they've been able to cut the amount of money they have to spend when they build these cars. Also, the Cybertruck, that controversial, futuristic looking truck, that's actually profitable for Tesla for the first time, which is pretty significant. There's been a lot of recalls. Again, it looks sort of odd, but I know my kids are big fans of the Cybertruck whenever we see them on the road. Another key thing that happened here is Elon Musk is projecting really strong growth for next year. So you put it all together, and Wall Street banks are scrambling to bump up their price targets on this stock. A veteran analyst, Dan Ives, he put it this way. He said Tesla delivered an early Christmas present for investors, an Aaron Judge-like quarter and guidance. When we zoom out, this stock is up something like 20,000% since it went public, although it's actually not as high as it was 3 years ago. And John, there are still some significant challenges here, right? There's still a lot of competition. There's a price war. Tesla's very reliant on car buyers in China. So, and don't forget, Elon Musk, his brand has become very associated with Trump, which could be a risk as well.
Matt Egan, great to see you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much.